Welcome to the making of Return the Favor, animated short film I have been creating with 4 other classmates. This is a graduation project of the animation department in a vocational school here in Japan. Finally doing one of the last paintings. We should finish this week, if not, we'll just not finish at all. So what she's working very hard to do now is that each time Wendel moves his head, we have to move the texture of the eyes, which is like the iris, the pupil, and the lining, the light reflection for each of both eyes. This is like 6 textures for each drawing of Wendel. Every time he moves his head, and we have to move the place, we have to rotate it and maybe scale it. It's very delicate work, but once you see the result, you really want it. This time I will be talking in past terms because the delivery date already passed. So at these last days of the last week doing this animation, what I remember is being dizzy, as I said in my previous video, because I was so focused on the camera and everything, and I just got like kind of seasick. But I also remember feeling like kind of anxious and feeling bad because I was the one like working with a computer, and there's one process very needed in animation that's called rendering. Rendering is, in plain terms, when you put all everything together in a software in your computer, so you see the animation moving, and then when you click render, what the software does, puts it together into an actual movie file. And this process takes time, minutes, hours, hopefully not days, depending on how heavy is all the data you put in the computer, or how long is the video creating, or how slow your computer is, how powerful. So what happens in this process is that we have so many computers, especially if I'm working in mine, which it was the only one that could work in certain softwares. I was seeing everyone around me working hard to meet deadlines, and I pressed render and I can do nothing. Literally nothing. I would be in a class where there's no other computer or something like that. It made me very stressed, to be honest. I have a hard time doing nothing. So this nervous part where I would be so stressed of doing like all the renderings happened especially this the weekend before a deadline. Once staff came home, I would like be doing like all this animation process, which is putting all the drawings together, pre-rendering it, moving, like character moving it look well. I would notice mistakes where, for example, if you have like the face of the character and then there's animation of the hair in another layer in front of it, like for example, like this is my face doesn't move, and then the hair is like doing like this. And it's like, oh, there's like an air space here that makes no sense. Please fix that. So I would give it to her, and then I would do other things, so on. And when I was checking that, she would be working on this eye work in Wendel, moving 6 layers every time he moves his head. So I was very grateful. We had 2 computers at that moment, and it felt especially bad when I click render or pre-render and I can do nothing, because everything we have to do at the moment was completely digital. So, and then she would like keep working because, I mean, she's faster at her computer. I'm like acting stressed just remembering it, so you can imagine how it was. I'm really thankful for her like coming home. Just a few days to the deadline, and one of the teammates has kindly come to my house and helping me with it, while I just keep waiting for After Effects to render stuff so I can preview how cool it is going. I think my life just goes by while I wait rendering and previews. Actually, at the time I planned to be working in the sound effects, especially the voices of certain creature that you might have guessed, but I was still animating. If you ever do animation, don't underestimate the time it takes for softwares and computers to do things. They are like your teammates. You have to know them. For example, in the schedule that the teachers gave us, we had to do all the renderings in the last day. I thought that may not be possible, especially because in our team we have more drawings than anyone else. We work with heavier data and all these things. So I give myself a span of time of 2-3 weeks editing. By that weekend I had maybe 80% of the single files done. It was absolutely not enough. You cannot rely on technology so much. You really have to give it time. Things happen. Of course, please have backups. I'm so grateful. Within all the problems we haven't had big problems with backups. We have lost like some small files that maybe it means like, okay, we have to do this again. It will take like, I don't know, 3-4 more hours. Yes, that has happened, but it's not like, oh yeah, we just lost 1 month of work. Haha, no, that didn't happen. I'm so happy about it. Something that also happened in that last week especially is that we felt the end was close. These days at school, meeting together and so on, are close to over. We would start feeling like sad about it, and it's like, wow, in 1 week we just won't meet every day anymore. You wanted to treasure those moments, and being with them is like, wow, I really think we've developed like way closer relationships than in the beginning just by doing this and knowing more about each other and so on. But at the same time, it's not ended, so we have to like really push hard if you want more, and especially if you want to see the animated short film, the ending theme we created all together with like all this year of effort. Check again my account, or the description of this video should be there, easy for you to find. You don't need to see anything else, although it would help you get more in depth to the story if you check the comic that's related to it. It's called Wendel. You should also find like easily access to it in any of my account in here, or in the description of the video. So yeah, have a nice day.